Baby came at me. Man, what y'all gonna do with Slim, bro?
He wanted him. Slim was originally supposed to be on Cash Money.
Even Slim had some type of connection to Cash Money. On the old BG song, he was like on Six Shot, Pass Me That Six Shot. Six Shot was supposed to be featured on that song, but Six Shot wanted his bread up front. And at that time, you know, Cash Money wasn't even, they ain't had a deal or nothing like that. So Baby was like, you know, like, man, just put it down and pay you on later on down the line. And I think, you know, back then, wanted their bread, so they didn't never put the verse on there, you feel me?
So what about, so Slim worked with Cash Money before?
Yeah, all us come from the Cash Money Club. It wasn't never like Slim started Cutthroat.
Soulja Slim, man, that's like a legendary down south rapper, hip hop artist. His team is called the Cutthroat Committee.
Gotta get to Slim, man. That's the only real nigga.
Keep that motherfucking heat up.
Keep my fucking heat up on me.
Man, Slim was a cold-blooded gangster, like, for real. Slim just was, you know, different.
Man, I was a young, and it was that was a wild looking, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't even look like you could really just walk up on this, you know what I'm saying?
Before he was a rapper, he was a product of Third Ward New Orleans, which began to prepare him for the life laid out before him. Slim was raised by street kings, so all he knew was top of the food chain, and it showed throughout his life activities as well as his music. He became the mouthpiece for have-nots, hustlers, and gangsters in the city, spitting his life over dope beats that they all could relate to.
Soulja Slim is basically our Tupac.
Yeah.
You feel me? That's basically who everybody looked up to.
Even in being in that Magnolia, pretty much everybody that
everybody out in his
went
neighborhood went to Cash Money. You know, he could have easily went there. You know what I'm saying? It was just about him being in and out of jail and not being around at certain times when things was popping off with Cash Money and his relationship with KL.
Between 5 and 8, it was platinum for me. As far as like once he got out of jail.
You know, Slim will go get locked up. Now spend his videos to keep him relevant. Right.
Yeah. Slim kept going to jail for bullshit after bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Catch a charge, catch a charge.
Slim was going back and forth to jail for carjackings and attempted murders and his own.
He kind of like got a cult type of following in jail.
Cox Cable played in jail, so everybody watched the show in jail.
You have any suggestions or any advice for maybe some young impressionable cats out there? Let them know that that's real in there?
Yeah, don't get involved in the foolishness, Lil. I'm trying to tell you what's happening right now. You get involved in foolishness, you might go through that thing you can't handle.
I think Slim had caught his last jokes and he came home and KLC, you know what I'm saying, pulled him under his wing.
I had an opportunity to get with Baby too. I met Big Rufus. My dog Big Rufus, we met in Templeman. Big Rufus used to call me Ice Cube. That was like in 90, 91, we Joseph. He put me on the phone with Baby. I spit for Baby, yeah. Come home, you know what I'm saying? Ran the Cash Money a couple of times. We chopped it up a few times, did a song with Mr. Ivan, 187 in the Hockey Man. Mr. Ivan, 187 in the Hockey Man, he was a real rapper, you heard me? He put me on a song with Mr. Ivan, you heard me? The song never got released. I wound up going to jail. Me and Slim. Slim had to tell you, yeah, this dealing with Baby too, you know what I'm saying? But nigga just chose to go that way, you know what I'm saying?
So it was a time and a point Slim could have signed with Cash Money?
Fucking right. Slim was wanted, man. We both came home like 2 weeks apart, you know what I'm saying? So I was home like 2 weeks before him, and I waited for him to come home, and KL took both of us to Baton Rouge.
Me and Baby talked. I told Slim one time that Baby came at me for Slim, and he like, look, Funky Beef, all that
Slim's excessive prison terms was the key factor in missing his opportunity to sign with Cash Money Records, and although there were more opportunities to sign, Slim's pride wouldn't allow it. Being incarcerated while the Hot Boys blew up put his hood on the national map, and not one time did they mention his name, not even a shout out. So Slim had developed a deep emotional beef against Cash Money Records, and as soon as he got out of jail, he was ready to express it in song and in the streets.
So what about Slim maybe signing with Cash Money? That was never on tape or never idea?
I never heard anything about that, you feel me? But, you know, Slim always was in jail too. Like, you gotta think Slim, you know, from that type of perspective, you gotta think when you go to jail and you see another from your hood blowing up, it kind of make you like jealous or envious too, and ain't mapping you up or nothing.
Slim knew Birdman, that man never want to fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? He already was going through the trauma with Master P. He was like, man, these niggas gonna f me, so you know, you ain't with me, you're against me.
So Slim came home with a vengeance, like, I gotta show them, you feel me? And that's why it was cool for Master P to go snatch him, because he already probably had animosity in his head, you feel me? Towards them already blowing up, you feel me? And you know, Slim being arrogant, you know, Slim been told you he want his paper and he bought his paper, you feel me?
The same day the team summit, and we all had thicker shirts on with the cutthroat knife on, and we went to team summit.
Soulja Slim right now. Back up here.
Cause Baby and them was there, all that shit was going on with Baby and them and Juvenile and them, all that shit was going on at the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, Slim see shit and go back in the lab and make a song so fast, nigga don't even be knowing what he hit him with. Look at me, I look at you. Ride Escalade, I ride Escalade too. Claire, fuck your 24s, I ride Dub Deuces. Don't look at me too hard, cause I would you this baby Uzi. That was that Slim, that was off of something. It was just off of a vibe.
Slim was like, my people doing their thing. Got y'all thinking it's sweet down here and it's pretty.
For show, playboy. How can outstun us with these cars?
Slim wasn't really like no bling bling type rapper. Like he ain't like the flossing type shit, you feel me? Slim was like more of a gritty like type shit, you feel me? Got y'all thinking it's sweet and it's shitty.
Oh, you talking about Cash Money? Like a shot
Yeah, Cash Money, yeah. That was like basically like, you know, for outsiders, like y'all thinking it's all bling bling down here. But we really slinging iron too, and we jacking and all of that too, you feel me? Cause Slim come from the jacking background, you feel me? You ain't never heard Slim really be like on some stunt shit until he got cutthroat, you feel me? If Slim say something about a roller, it's probably like, oh, I snatched this from old boy. I'm flossing with this here roller now. You feel me? Slim ain't gonna never be like, I went down and put 50 on it. You feel me? Slim don't like that type of rap. You feel me? If you go back and listen to Slim's song, this is for the murderers, jackers, kidnappers. From then on up, you feel me? Slim was like, it's gaffling. Like he felt like that drew too much attention. You feel me?
So did Cash Money make it clear that they didn't want to sign him?
See, it ain't never was no talk about it.
I'm thinking like Birdman's position, you know, for me to sign him, you know, it's probably too much of a problem like this.
I think they was kind of like scared of Slim to be around Slim because they were thinking about his old ways.
He had, you know, a reputation of being a bit of a loose cannon. Not necessarily rolling with everything the way everybody planned it and kind of wanted to do things on his own terms.
And you gotta look at it from Baby point of view. Like, man, this is chaotic, you feel me? Like, man, let him go, you feel me? Let him go, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, he could be a problem, you feel me?
Like a headache, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta understand, like, Jizzle could have been a problem, but he raised Jizzle, you feel me? Jizzle out to 13. And Jizzle, he watched Jizzle grow up, so of course he always gonna have that father figure to Jizzle, you feel me? Like with Slim ain't got nobody. Slim out here to get this bread, and he was getting loaded at that time. Slim ain't give a you feel me? Slim was like, it's on the line, let's get it. It's whoever in the way is coming down, you feel me?
Slim was too aggressive, right? But Nas, it was that they don't know how to deal with Slim. You know what I'm saying? Slim was really the realest, the coolest, bro. You can fuck with it. You've been around him, you seen his attitude, you know? It's just that when you got a whole bunch of giants in the room, they don't know how to mingle with each other. You know what I'm saying? And Slim was just that giant before his time.
Most of Slim's reputation was built on incidents stemming from the fast-paced streets of the Noya. His entrepreneurial spirit led him to several hustles throughout his life, including cutting hair, being the lookout, and at one point slinging drugs. When he started rapping, he took on the name Magnolia Slim, an extension of his love for the project and a great way to distinguish himself from the other Slims in the city. After a bumpy run with No Limit Records and learning the ropes of the music biz, he changed his name to Soulja Slim and was now on his way into the music industry as a record label for the first time.
Man, we used to be in the leg thing, and niggas have all his partners in this bitch, and I was on the last row. And in the back was buku posters and t-shirts and buku guns, and all I remember is, nigga, you got your yeah, drive me around here, yeah. Don't go by that whole house, you don't got your gun.
Before Slim got killed, I had a situation of my own. Slim asked me, was I good? Meaning like, you got access to anything you need over here, just go ahead, you good.
And this real gangster shit you dealing with here, bitch at. Oh, hold up. Hold up here, nasty. Hold up.
You were beefing with some people out there, Level. I don't know who it was. Level uptown. He moved to the east to duck off and chill. He was trying to duck off, but his wounds was just fresh because he just hit him up.
Right.
His wounds was fresh. He still had bullet holes in him and all this stuff. But he told us when he walked past, he was like, man, look, I gotta do what I gotta do, man. He got hit up uptown. He was people with some people out there left wall. I don't know who it was. We left wall, uptown shit. He moved to the east to duck off and chill.
Okay.
But whoever it was in the left wall, he saw somebody that was close to him and was like, oh, he gonna tell him I'm out here. So he said, I gotta, get to that before he let everybody know where I'm at. He caught whoever he caught. But he said it though. He surely said he was gonna do it. But he the only rap I can answer the stage. He rapped what he did. He ain't put no punches. He rapped his life.
He won the studio.
He wasn't no studio, man. He was for real. I can honestly say that. I can't say that about too many rappers. But him, yeah.
So I'm in tour with 50 Cent, in Master P. So we in the hotel, Soulja come up. He said, hey, he was a fan, right? Because that Pimps Up, Holds Down was #1 in the country. Over 1 billion people seen it. So when we went downstairs, I get in the car with him. He had the white Escalade. Mm-hmm. So I'm sitting in the car with him. Some little nigga coming to bust his motherfucking ass up. And I'm sitting in the car. And he did some New Orleans shit and something, man. Them little niggas kept on going. But them niggas, I seen them. I'm on the passenger side. I said, man, who these little niggas, man? They some little young niggas, like about 16, 17. They wasn't even no grown niggas. You know what I'm saying? We just in the car, and he wanted me to talk that pimp shit, and he was a fan. He was like a real fan. And I'm looking at these little niggas, man, and thank God they left, man. But the hotel was right there, so 50, all of them, they could have helped me, Master P, they was in the hotel, and I'm out here kicking with this little nigga trying to be hood, man, and I almost lost my life, man, fucking with Soulja Slim, man.
He'll pull up on us and be like, look, come listen to this here. He really valued what we thought about his music because when we have a concert, we be at the LD bucking. Yeah, we bucking hard, you know what I'm saying? So every now and then he'll pull up on the avenue, he'll hop on and say, come here. I'll go to the truck, say, get in. I get in the truck, he's going to pass me the blunt, he said, listen to this here. And it'd be like a song he made, right? But the song playing, but he rapping over the song because he's just freestyling, but he beating on the I said, bitch, I can't even hear the song. He was out laughing. I knew her. You like that bitch though? You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I can't even. He was animated like a mother. Always full of energy. If he come around, that full of energy, like the dude was special, bro.
That was funny, yeah.
Man, dude was funny. He had that upstate penitentiary like game. Like that used to always talk like he was in the penitentiary. Yeah.
When they see your face and they hear the name Pop, you hear Soulja Slim talk about the name.
Right.
In the studio on the Parkway.
Right, that's my nickname, Pop. That's the hood call me Pop.
These hoes, you understand what I'm saying, Pop? These hoes. He been in the game with me for a minute. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about straight from the motherfucking gutter with it. You straight, I'm saying? Represent that motherfucking LAP, Louisiana Parkway. You know what I'm talking about? If a nigga ain't know.
That day in the studio with Soulja Slim, how'd that shit come about?
That day in the studio, we was just cool, and I think we linked up and we went to the studio to record for the documentary. When I look at the footage, it brings back memories.
You understand what I'm saying? If I live past 94 and it goes on the street, gangster, all that. Nigga, what the f you talking about?
But you remember Slim and his character, if you had to explain who he was, what would you say?
Slim, charismatic, man. Slim was a original individual, man. Born and bred, New Orleans native. And he was New Orleans to the bone, that's why everybody loved him so much, because his spirit was so like naturally New Orleans. He was like, when I say naturally New Orleans, like common amongst most people. So everybody relate to him, because he was like your cousin, your brother, to that degree. He was charismatic. It was funny. Like I see a lot of the video. What everybody said, who really knew him, described him as that was him.
Yeah, baby, y'all got me on beam. Man.
Slim was younger than us, but he always was advanced. You know what I'm saying? For he always hung around us, like G Money. Him and G Money used to hang together. That's who he was talking about. Him and G Money. Me and G Money were the same age, so we used to kick it. We was more close knitted. Slim and G Money used to hang together. They used to like that powder. That powder was the thing at the time.
That was Slim Big Dog. Reg, a lot of people don't know that's who Slim looked up to. Reg. Soulja Slim. Yeah, that's who that was. Reg was the no picks. Rob anybody, get it how you live and all of that. And Slim kind of you know, took on his persona.
See, how was Slim at that time when he was fucking with Pop and shit?
Man, Slim was young, bro. With G-Money was probably so Slim probably had to be like 14, 16, somewhere in that area, 14, 16. Maybe G-Money could have been 20, you know, something like that. He was a little older, you know what I'm saying? He kind of look up to him, you know, who older in your hood you look up to? That was who G was to Slim. It was like he was his big dog. Like,
So putting me on a map, see what I'm saying? I'm about to go up in that world and no, I ain't sharing. I got about a gram of yeah, you about to go in that way. Yo, I do smoke weed, I don't smoke crack, I do smoke powder, don't smoke for your
they started smoking that coke early when that boy made a song about it. Think about it, man. Mine was fucked up. He was 15 talking about start a powder bag. You hear me?
He was 15 years old?
That was regular, it was cool though. But that was the coke epidemic at the time. You know, that coke was so plentiful, dog. And young niggas had money, you know, this shit was crazy, man. Slim was just wide open with it, you know, he wasn't no secret. Them niggas started smoking that coke and doing everything he talking about in them songs. Both of them had that same interest.
Yeah, that economy is
I ain't with that problem, you know.
Club Rumors, when they did the show in Club Rumors.
Soulja Slim.
Yeah, him, Soulja. It was Reg, you know, Reg passed away, Slim passed away, and it was T-Knock and QB1. And I was in Rumors that night when they did the concert. And what happened was, when Reg got up there to start rapping, what his name was? Dude, the Pimp Daddy. Pimp Daddy was in the boot or whatever. I think Pimp Daddy was baby artist at something like that. And so Pimp Daddy cut the music off. So you know, Reg being the gangster he was, turned around and called them all kind of pussy ass motherfuckers and bitch ass blah. And I don't even remember if they performed the song that night or not. But I know that started off that's how it started off. And I just remember Baby and Reg. We didn't call Baby at the time. Reg used to call him Cash Money. I ain't know the Baby was. You know, I just know the nigga had all the goals in his mouth, and they were talking about he had Pimp Daddy and UNLV and all of them or whatever. Right. But him and Reg was talk. They wasn't fussing. They just was talking like, you know, or whatever. But you know, Reg was gonna speak his piece. They was fussing, talking or whatnot. But I think Baby was more or less telling them like, you tripping. Oh, you bye. Reg was just mad. You know, and Reg got killed. I think Slim was in jail and Reg got killed or whatever. But
before he passed, he was really like getting aggravated with music. The day before Slim passed, he was still mad that he never got booked for a show in New Orleans. Like he never ever got booked for a show. Like every show that he did in New Orleans, like Tipitina's or whatever, that was for his birthday or something he put together himself. He never got.
Why is that? Why? It was a reason.
I think he was like, we don't show each other love, like in the city, like he could get booked in Bugaloose in Mississippi, but nobody in New Orleans was willing to pay.
You mean just basically like a concert?
Like basically like a book him as a headliner for a concert.
Gotcha.